The following program is intended for a mature listening audience. Graphic and explicit language may be heard at times. The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual hosts and their guests do not necessarily express those of this station or sponsors. Listeners are advised that neither this station nor its owners and agents shall be held liable for the content of this program, rebroadcast, redistributed or reused, without express written permission by host or producer is not allowed.
This is the Debbie Perkins Radio Show. And here's your host, Debbie Perkins.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show today. It's Hollywood Red Carpet Radio Show. I'm Debbie Perkins. I'm your host, and I have the most amazing human being on the show today, Prince Fleet Easton. He's the Prince of Palm Springs. He's an actor. He's a producer. He's a director. He is the most amazing songbird singer you'll ever hear. He's an entertainer, and I can't even imagine how many more things, but we'll get into that as we talk. Welcome to the show, of course, you handsome devil, you.
Well, thank you so much. And this was a last-minute thing. I'll tell everybody. I was at the gym. I was just finishing yoga class when Debbie said, "Oh, can you come on the show?" So that's why you see me dressed today in my black hat, my black shirt, and but you know, I always show up whenever I'm needed.
I love you. And I want for the audience, let's recap a little bit about who you are and how you got started in the business, because I think that's a very important place to start. Okay. So that people that have not heard of you in the past get an idea of how you evolved.
Well, I was born in Akron, Ohio. We'll start with that. And I just happened at 5 years old, I was heard by someone. I was singing at a Bible, I think it was a Bible camp or something, a summer Bible study. And they heard me singing, and next thing I know, I was invited to sing with the orchestra. And that's basically how my career started. But it was something I came in with. I was always singing and dancing around the house. No one in my family did what I do. They didn't know where I came from, and they didn't know what to do with me. So my relatives kept saying, "God, you got to put this kid in show business. You got to put this kid in show business." Well, in Akron, there wasn't very much show business, but I happened to find my way when I was in my teens. One of my dear friends one day came over because they were so tired of hearing me saying I wanted to be in show business, you know, full-time professionally. They said, "Get in the car." And I said, "Where are we going?" And they said, "It doesn't matter. Get in the car." So they drove me to Goodyear Musical Theater, which was a professional equity theater. And I did not know this existed. So I auditioned and I got one of the parts. And I knew exactly what I was going to do the rest of my life. And I've been very fortunate that this is what I have done and been able to support myself.
That's insane. You know what I think is great? Now, I was wondering about like the acoustics when you were doing that, because you have the most beautiful voice, and I can only imagine that it's grown since then. I mean, like, and you have the style of your singing, it's very unique. It's old-fashioned, but yet it's modern. It's like you're multi-generational.
Well, I'm capable of singing of all styles. You know, I even was very lucky many years ago to sing with a classical opera company, and I've never had a voice lesson in my life. I just opened my mouth and that voice came out. And as you said, I cover all genres, and I'm able to sing everything from Bruno Mars to Andrew Bocelli to Pavarotti. You know, it just, and like I said, I've never had a voice lesson in my life. It just was there, and I've never believed that I can't do something. And I think that's the secret of my life and my career, because I don't let anything stop me. I just believe I can do it, and I just show up and do it.
And you're so angelic. I mean, you believe in God, and you believe that God actually helped you to create your path. Because I believe that a lot of what you do is from the spirit.
Oh yeah, well no, it definitely. And when I sing, I always say that it's not me. I'm downloading something from God or the universe or whatever. Because when I sing, I'm kind of like in a, I don't want to say semi-conscious state, if that makes sense. I'm kind of like there, but I'm not there. I'm there, but I'm not.
Yeah, it's like their soul has taken over the vocals. And what you're producing is angelic. It comes from the angels that kind of guide you, I would say, because I think that what you have is it's like a one of a kind. It's like a special gift. God just touched you and said, you're going to be able to sing for the rest of your life. You're going to be able to act. You're going to be entertaining the world. And you do entertain the world. And I think that's so incredible.
Well, you know, I also, along with my spirituality and my belief system and stuff, I believe that to move forward, you must always give back. And so that's what I've done my whole career. I've donated my time and talent for hundreds of different fundraisers, charity events. One of my dear things is I love four-legged children. At one time, I had 40 at one time, dogs and cats, along with 2 pygmy goats, 20 chickens, rabbits, ducks, 187 parakeets, 3 parrots, 1 cockatoo, and 3 cockatiels, and a partridge in a pear tree.
Well, I know you've always loved my little dog.
Oh my God! You know what? I'm terrible. I embarrass my friends because I will be out in public, and if I see a four-legged, and I can't stand it, and my friends know that I have to go over there and I nosedive on the floor. I mean, in the middle of a store, and they have to crawl all over me because I've not had any children now for 17 years. So I'm like the doting uncle. I can get my fix, and then I can go home and I don't have to take care of them now.
One day,
go ahead.
One day, you're going to end up with a little dog. I can already see it. Maybe a little white Maltese or something.
I had a Maltese.
Did you? I can totally buy that because I think you guys would match so well. Personality and just beauty. And
you
know how that little dog is so proud of themselves? That's you.
You brought up something very interesting because I'm led by a voice. I'm led by spirit in a lot of my life and my career. And my white Maltese, her name was Destiny. And the reason I named her Destiny was I was driving down I-95 one day, and I was passing the animal shelter, and a voice said, go in there because there's something waiting for you. I went in. And usually they don't have little small dogs. And so I walked in, and there's this little dog, and everybody's fawning over it. There's like 20 people around the dog. And I thought, oh, crap, I guess it's not meant to be. So I went out in the lobby. I sat there for a little bit. I came back, and everybody was gone, and she was still there. And I said, can I take her out in the yard? And they said, sure. I already knew I was going to take her. And I took her out in the yard, and I took her home, and I named her Destiny because it was Destiny that I found her.
Oh, my gosh, yes. How beautiful, though. Oh, my gosh. That story alone, something made you go to get that dog. You were meant to be. And that's funny because when I see you with a Maltese, who knows what God's telling me to tell you? Get another Maltese and get a female, you know? Because I have a feeling that you got Destiny twice.
Well, you know, my career right now is very busy and very full, and it's challenging for me to have one. But I said if the right one comes along, it's small enough that I can put in my pocket. Then
you will too.
It's meant to be.
I would love to see you with the Maltese in your pocket. It was so cute, adorable. So, tell me now. You started doing yoga, And you've been working out a lot, like a lot. And you
Yes.
show that on your page. So let everybody that's listening, please check out his page. Join him as a friend. For one, or follow. Because you're not going to miss much. I mean, you want to not miss things because what you do, Fleet, you do so many incredibly honorable things. But before we go too far down that rabbit hole, I want to talk a little tiny bit about the star on the
Yes.
sidewalk and the honors that you received at the time, because I think that's a huge portion of your drive. And
There's
oh my gosh, there it is.
And there's a proclamation from the city naming December 9th Prince Fleet Easton Day.
You got that for real?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. You know what? It just shows that the public loves you so much. And I know why. You're magnetic, to be honest. Okay. And you're one of the good guys. You're not like egotistical. You're a human being that's so down to earth. You love people.
I am so far from egotistical.
I know you are.
No, you know what? Let's put it this way. I love what I do, but I don't have an ego thinking I'm the greatest thing in the world. I know I'm very good at what I do, and that is all I need to know. I don't need to have an ego of thinking I'm the best, because when you do that, that's coming from self-worth. When you have a low self-esteem, you have to pump yourself up. And I've worked with people on with self-esteem. And when you're secure within who you are and what you do, you don't have to have an ego.
No.
You just do what you do. And you know what? Here's why I say, if people love what I do, wonderful. If they don't, it's okay. I don't take it personal.
You've done some really cool things, but besides that, you got a crown. Yes. Let's talk about your crown.
Wait, before I go with the crown, did you want to know about the star?
Star. We'll go with the star, then the crown.
Well, the star, the reason I was presented with the star in 2016 from the city of Palm Springs is because of my humanitarian and charity works. Not only for my singing and acting, but the city honors certain people who have given back to the city. And at 2016, I had already done pretty close to 200 charity events that I had donated my time and talent to raise money for. And one of my favorite ones I always talk about is the Palm Springs Animal Shelter, which was in desperate need. Our former shelter was it was deplorable. And so I participated in 4 big fundraisers. One night we had someone donate $167,000 anonymous towards building the shelter. So that's one of my blessings that I've had. But that's what the city did. You have to submit a book showing everything you've done, and then there's a panel of the committee panel or judges, and they review all of your work. And if they think that you're deserving of it, then they present you with a star. And in December 9th, 2016, I received my star.
What a beautiful star, and what a perfect location.
And it's right in front of Azul nightclub, where I appeared there for 8 years. I was with the cabaret show, and then I had my own show called An Evening with the Prince. And then when the star came about, the owners said, we would love to donate to your star. See, here's the thing with the stars. Mine was $12,500. You cannot put any of your own money into it. It has to be donated by fans, friends, and family. So they said, you know what, we'll give you $3,000 if you put it at the entrance. So whenever you come to Palm Springs and you go to the former Azul nightclub, I'm right there at the front door.
That's awesome. How amazing. Like, and when you did that, you had a special friend come.
Oh, yes.
Well, you had a special friend come, but one special friend that helped you to retain a title.
Yes, and that was I'll tell a little story. I know how we met. Prince Mario Max Schomburg Lippy. How we met? I was in Beverly Hills for a filming of a television show, and of course, this is what I do for a living. So, but a lot of people, they were like a lot of reality people, and everybody wanted on camera. And I really, I would just want to be there. I didn't really have to be on camera. So I stayed back at the reception area, and I see all these people sitting at the bar, and it was very funny. This man comes over to me, and he goes, "You look very interesting. Who are you?" And I said, "Oh, Prince Fleet Easton." Well, at that time, they had been calling me the Prince of Palm Springs because of all the charity work I've done. And on my star, it says the Prince of Palm Springs. So he said, "Who are you?" I said, "Well, I am Prince Fleet Easton." And he said, "Oh, and
never knowing he was a prince. That's
he said,
oh my God.
What principality do you represent?"
Oh my
and
God.
I didn't say anything for a second. And he said, "Well, I am Prince Mario Max Schaumburg-Lippe of Germany." And I went, my principality, Palm Springs. And I was like, I wanted to crawl under a table. It was so funny. We both busted out laughing.
Oh,
He said,
bet.
I think it's fantastic. He said, "You have branded yourself, and now you are a commodity. You can put your name on anything." So then about 2 weeks later, they were going to sanction it officially with the city, but the city was in turmoil at the time and it couldn't get sanctioned. And I thought, well, my gosh, what a great publicity stunt would this be to have a real prince name me the Prince of Palm Springs. Well, little did I know that when I called him, he said, I'm going to bring you a surprise. I would love to do this. So he brought me a proclamation signed by the royal family, giving me the honorary title of prince. And it was funny because I do come from nobility. We've discussed this before.
Yeah.
And on my father's side, we actually had a castle but it was destroyed in 1200. So, I was afraid to go ahead and start using the title for fear that people would maybe attack me. So about 6 months later, I was doing something and I said, "You know what? You need to step into who you are now. This is your moniker and you need to become who you are." So I went home and I put Prince on everything and I put it on my Facebook. Nobody said a word. Everybody it was like it was always meant to be. And then now they just call me Prince. They don't even call me by anything else. They just call me Prince.
I know that. A lot of people
I
don't
love
call
it.
They do.
I love
call
it.
you Prince. They do not call you by your name.
Yeah, and I love it because I said, you know what? Now the musician Prince has passed. They don't get the two of us confused.
Oh, that's true. But then again, you're a different kind of Prince. You actually do look a little bit like Mario Max. So you honestly could be related, probably, or angelically. There's a soul connection.
Well, I want to tell you, I had it on my Facebook right after we had our ceremony, and a friend of mine who does soul connection things, she took half of Max's face and half of my face and put it together, and oh my God, it matched up unbelievable.
I believe that because you guys really do. When you're standing near him, you got images together, and I've seen him on a different show. I actually saw him on a different show. He was doing a dating show, and he ended up being with that woman a long time, from what I understand. So he's a good guy. Uh-huh. And when I see the pictures of you next to him, honest to God, you guys look like you could be brothers. Like they call
us two princes. We're the two princes.
The two handsome blonde princes. That's what you guys are.
Thank you.
You guys really are. And you've been through a lot, and you've done a lot. And I love these stories about you because you're just an incredible person. And it's an honor to me to even know you, let alone talk to you about your career,
Well, thank you.
We've been friends a long time. And I believe you, and I trust you, and I think you're one of the most amazing human beings. You make me like men, not hate men. You're the opposite.
It's in my nature. I am just who I am. I don't try to pretend to be anybody that I'm not. And I've had that issue with managers over the years that wanted to make me into somebody that I not. And my last management, oh my God. I mean, I had to go through almost arbitration to get out of my contract because they were trying to create me into somebody I wasn't. And I was fighting it the whole way. And I said to them, I said, you know what? I hired you to find me a road to drive my wheel on, not to reinvent the wheel.
Exactly.
And so since then, I do everything myself. I'm my own agent, my own manager, my own publicity agent, because I know who I am. I know how to present myself. And the last one of the last ones I had, the PR person, said, you know what? You do everything that's unconventional, but for some reason it works for you. I said, because I know who I am and I know how to present myself, and I'm not trying to be anybody other than who I am.
That's right. That's awesome. It's so funny to me because I see you as you're such a leader. And you know what? I love that you pick and choose what you do in your life because you need to be happy doing it. And a PR person might send you something that is, yeah, I'll do it, but it doesn't feel right type of thing, where you pick and choose things because it feels right.
Well, not only feels right, but I feel that it's something that's going to maybe push my career forward and not just, I learned several years ago, I work smarter, not harder. I don't need to be everywhere. I don't need to be at the opening of an envelope. There's a mentality in Hollywood that, you just got to keep pushing your head against the wall or nothing will happen. Well, you know what? I don't want to live like that. I did that early in my career. I don't do that anymore. As you said, I pick and choose what I want to do and I work when I want to work. And for some reason it works for me. I don't pursue anything. It just shows up at my doorstep.
But you do some wonderful things. Let's talk a little bit about some of the amazing things that you actually, your passions.
Oh, which one?
All of them. Start small, though, because we want to get it larger as we come through the end of the show. Well, we want to make sure people understand, like, what they can go see when they see you. Because you're in Palm Springs. There are people on vacation all the time. So they can come see you.
What's funny is I did a show out of England, about 2 years ago. And, no, actually it was during COVID. I'm sorry. And the host of the show, she said, oh my God, do you know how famous you are here? I said, no. I said, I'm just living my life here in Palm Springs, California, doing my thing. Right. She said, oh my God, when we announced that you were going to be on the show, we had over 1,000 people respond within like 2 days. And I said, oh my God. I said, well, that's really awesome. But I'm not really, it's like dropping a pebble into water and the ripples flow out and you don't know where those ripples are going. And you don't really need to know, but it's really exciting and it's kind of interesting to find out that they've traveled that far across the world, Now, go ahead. My text.
A couple of years ago, you did a Christmas song.
Yes,
became an album. It became an album or something.
It's in the soundtrack of a feature film. It was written by two of my dear friends, Joni Weston and Keith Williams. But here's the thing. I'm now producing. I've got a new Christmas song coming out this year. It's called Wishing You Were Here at Christmas to Bring Back the Magic That's Gone. And I want to tell you, it's not one of those, I'm going to say it's not a happy Christmas songs. It's a sentimental song that everyone can relate to because everyone has loved ones that have passed, and we wish they were here still.
Yep. I love that. I do. I think that people try to fake being happy all the time. And I think that when you can express an emotion through a song, it brings you closer to the spirit of the person.
Oh yeah, you know what? And you were talking about talk about my passions. Oh, my passion is singing. Oh my gosh, it's I call it a verbal massage. When I sing, also there's certain notes that you hit when you're singing, and it feels so good inside. And it is. I call it my verbal massage. And I have another song that I've just finished. I can't wait to share it with the world. Now, one of
Okay.
my dreams growing up as a child was I loved James Bond, and I always dreamed of singing a James Bond theme. And I have produced a new song that is going to be in the feature film, The Lost Ship, which
Nice.
you know about. And this song is called The Lost Ship. It is so big and so epic that it will be my James Bond theme. Now, I sent it to Aksar Al-Hawadi, the director, and I said, now this is funny. They did not know I was doing this. And I said, I have something I want you to hear. He said, okay. I sent it. I said, now, this is available for licensing for the film. And he wrote, after he heard, he says, oh my God, yes, we want it for the film. And it is huge. This will be my James Bond theme.
I can't wait to hear it. I really can't. Now you got me all wound up.
It's gonna, oh my God, it's unbelievable. Go ahead.
And then I know you've been working on the language as well because you needed to learn German, correct?
Oh yeah. Well, I've been waiting for them to finish up the music and stuff. So I've worked on the lyric. Wenn deine Mutter geworden und älter du geworden bist, wenn ihr was früher leicht unter mir Hulas nun mehr so lange geworden ist. So I've been working on it a little bit, but I need, once I get the music, then I can start working with a teacher, a music teacher that does German and stuff, so I can have it so perfect. Because Aksar said to me, he said, I wrote you into this film, and I wanted to give you something special that everybody will remember. So he wrote this part for me in the film, and where I'll be singing in German. And I'm not going to give away the plot.
No. That's awesome.
But the thing is, I don't believe I can't do it. I've never sang in German, but this will be a first for me.
I think it'll be another avenue for your talent, like adding checklists. Like, okay, so now I can sing in another language. Boom. You know what I mean?
Well, I sing Spanish and I sing Italian, but I've never sang in German.
Which is cool. You know what I mean? Like, then I want to hear you singing like Swedish or something.
The lady next to me in my yoga class, she's Swedish, and we laugh about it. I do that to her at times.
That's so funny. That's so funny. Made me think of Heidi on the Mountain.
Yeah, there you go.
Pretty cool commercial. But I love that you wrote your own song for the ship, and I think that's going to be such an incredible movie when things are finally, when everybody gets things. But that's the thing about movie making; it takes a while. And you've been in a film. You played a doctor.
Yeah, that was several years ago, and then actually. Yeah. The Team of Two is on Tubi now, where I play a detective. I play Detective Johnson. So if people would like to check that out, the movie is called
check that out. What's it called again?
Team of Two, starring Eric Roberts, Julia Roberts' brother, Lorenzo Lamas, and Mark Singer. And I want to tell you, I've worked with a lot of wonderful actors in my time. And I've got to say, Mark Singer is probably the second nicest person I have ever worked with. The first person is Anthony Hopkins. He was such a gracious, wonderful person. But now Mark is taking.
Did you actually meet him?
Yeah, I worked with him on the movie Instinct back in the late 90s.
Oh my! What a
He was
man.
very nice, very, very approachable, very, very just a genuinely nice person.
And I think he was English, right?
Yeah, no ego, no ego at all. Now I
Because he
worked with.
came into it as a young man.
I'm
And he
sorry.
knows how hard it was to climb because, to be honest, I mean, his talent is beyond, he's just so believable and everything. But his talent started young, like you.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Mhm.
sure when he saw you, he realized this man's been working on his craft a long time. You didn't just fall out of a tree and say, I'm going to be an actor, I'm going to be a singer,
Yeah. Well,
you,
when you're shooting, when you're on set, people are so focused, and some
yeah,
people are just, they either stay in character or they're just not approachable. And even though you're working with them, and it was so funny between takes, he said to me, he goes, "Oh, Fleet," he said, "you want to take a picture with me?" I said, "Oh, okay." I mean, I was blown away because I've had other actors that are just, I worked on another film.
not even look twice at you, like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, yeah,
Their eyes are focused on the camper or wherever they're going.
yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
worked on the movie Contact with Jodie Foster, and
Right.
I'm not going to say who it was because I may have end up working with them. But in the morning, I went up to the craft table and just said, "Good morning. How are you doing today?" Oh my God, they took my head off, screaming at me. Why are you speaking to me? I mean, it's like, wow. I mean, you
Wow.
just never know.
I know. No, you do actually. When you go to those Comic Cons and you start
Yeah,
meeting the real people,
yeah.
some of them are the most darling people.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like I met Shirley Jones, Lonnie Anderson. Sadly, Lonnie, she just passed away.
Yeah.
Most nicest people ever, and you'd think that they wouldn't be because Shirley Jones been in movies forever. Like as a young lady, and it was like shocking that she was so kind. And then I go up to one person, I won't say who he is either, only because it was so rude. But you'd recognize him if I told you who he was. You'd know the show that he was in.
Yeah.
But then you'd go, why was he being so snotty when all these other people who are high grade actors so amazing and wonderful and hugging and just, I mean, they hug you and I hugged Shirley Jones like 3 times because, oh my God, like I wanted her for my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
I met Shirley once. She's a very sweet lady.
yeah. But now with you being in all these films with these incredible stars,
Yeah.
how does that make you feel?
Well, when I was younger, of course, all of us on starstruck, but now it's just part of my job, and it's wonderful. Yeah, I mean, when you meet them and you get to see who they truly are. But I'm not starstruck anymore. I mean, and sometimes you see the underbelly that is, and it's like, oh. Oh
Yes.
goodness, yeah, yeah.
Well, when you're a prince, you don't have to worry about that. They're not a prince or princess, but they got nothing on you.
Well, the illusion then is destroyed.
That's true. That's true. The ego goes whoa way down.
And I have met some, I mean, big A-listers, and some are sweet and some are not sweet.
But what about directors? I mean, when you're working with a director, have you found anybody that you really, really like that you'd work again with?
Oh yeah, well of course Josh Gomez. I mean, it's so funny is that the movie out right now, Team of Two. I just did their big event in Hollywood last weekend, which was the 15th anniversary of Magic Image Hollywood magazine. And not only is he an actor and director and producer, but he also owns the magazine. And it was very sweet when I was leaving. He came over and put his arm around me. He said, "Let's make some more movies together." And I said, "I'm ready."
I think that's fabulous because you're an ingenious person. And there's so many things that you actually have like story wise in your mind. And when you sing when you're singing, you tell stories, and that's why I love hearing you sing because you do. You talk stories. It's like you are a storyteller, but your voice is telling it, and everybody understands it, whether they speak the language or not.
Well, you know what's interesting is I spent many years working with a storytelling company.
You did?
So, yeah, not only was I doing movies and television, but I was doing a lot of stage work, and I did a lot of classical theater. I did Shakespeare and Chaucer and all those. And so, yeah, I was doing that. At one time, I was doing 5 jobs at once. And my mother used to say to me, "How do you keep them all straight?" And I said, "I don't know. When I'm at whatever specific job it is, that's what I'm focused on, and I'm not thinking about the others." So yeah, and when I came to California, we were talking about earlier about I have a voice that talks to me about my destiny, little buddy. That's how I ended up in California. I was singing with a 52-piece orchestra, and while on stage, the voice said, "You must go to Palm Springs, California. You have to be there to meet the people who are going to take you to the next life, your next place in your life and career." I knew nobody. I had 5 jobs. I was starring with the theatrical production company where I was doing classical Shakespeare and Chaucer. I was singing with a 52-piece orchestra. I was singing with an opera classical company. I had a television show, and I was doing reports on NASA radio saying, "Good morning, everyone. Today on runway 134. So I had my radio voice goes down here. So I was doing all that, and I walked away from everything, got in my car, drove 3,000 miles. Everybody said, "You're crazy. You're successful here. Why are you doing this leap?" Because the voice told me I had to do it. And I know that every time the voice speaks, it leads me to my successes. And that was 18 years ago.
Wow.
And I started at ground zero here in California. And I've been able to move up to where I am now just in those 18 years because I trusted the voice.
Did you know anybody when you moved there?
No.
Wow.
I had
How
once
isolated at first, I bet.
I had been here once on tour.
Yeah.
I did the National Tour of A Christmas Carol, and I played Tiny Tim. And while I went to 72 cities in 3 months, that's moving it. And when they drove me in from Las Vegas, as we got into the city, I said, "Oh my God, it's so beautiful. It would be really wonderful someday if I could live there." Well, little did I know that was meant to be. I guess I spoke it into existence, and here I am in Palm Springs, California.
It's crazy how you manifested your life.
Do you know there's a thing called human design? If people look it up on the internet and you put your information in there, it kind of gives you a structure of who you are. And it's very funny because I did not know this till recently. And a friend of mine said, okay, they were naming different things off. And they said, "What do you think you are?" I said, "I'm a manifesting generator." And my God, when we went on there and put all my information in there, it said, "You are a manifesting generator."
Wow.
I knew that because I think of something and it comes. It just.
Now, have you ever written a book?
No, I haven't. But I'm writing right now. I'm working on a poetry book. Go ahead.
You are working on a poetry book?
Yes.
I can see it. I think you should write some stories about
I was in high school. I got very literary, and I wrote prolific writing poetry. And then maybe about 6 months ago, all of a sudden, something hit me, and it was like, okay, I'm ready to write again. So I've written about 10 now, and my goal is to put them in a book.
I love that. And you know what? Your favorite one you can turn into a song because you can write music.
I've already had people say, "Oh my God, that sounds like a song."
I think that's great and then all that poetry comes out to everybody, no matter where they are. I love and the book being part of that dream, that destiny.
Well, the one they said I should set to music is called "This Road I Walk."
I love that too, because it just makes you think of like the country walk.
It's a journey.
Walking on an empty street and possibilities in front.
It's the path that God has given me to walk.
Oh, absolutely.
It's the road I walk. It has highs, it has lows. We have triumphs, we have failures. It's the path that each one of us has our own journey, and the things we're to experience on that journey, it creates the person that we are.
What are some things that you're doing now? Because I know you're all over the place doing all kinds of stuff, everywhere.
Right now, like I said, I'm doing more music. I'm working on another song right now. It's called "Dancing on the Wind," and a friend of mine has a feature film that I'm hoping they will pick it up for. And that's my idea. That I was inspired by their film that they are getting ready to produce. So I thought, you know what? I want to write a song for the soundtrack of that. So I'm working on that right now. Actually, what's really great is that because Hollywood kind of slowed down for a while, now it's picking up again. I'm getting ready this coming Sunday. I'm getting ready to do another fantastic over-the-top event that I'm going to be performing for, and another Hollywood magazine, Samira Kazminski. Samira Kazmini. There you go. Okay. And she also produces one of the biggest Hollywood Oscar parties in LA. So I'm going to be doing that event this coming Sunday, and I'm very honored that she.
What jacket have you chosen? Because no, this is a funny question. All right, only because for all you listening, my friend here has how many jackets?
130, some 130,
and every one of them are more beautiful than the next one.
And I'm a compulsive shopper. So when I'm not, I'm shopping every day.
Those jackets, man. You're the only person I know that has jackets that you do. Like, which one do you think? Yeah. No, don't even tell me. Just post it on Facebook when you're done. I want to see the jacket because I know it's going to be spectacular. I know you.
The event that I did last weekend, people didn't get to see the back of it, so I did post the back of it. But it's an original George Michael Rocker Revenge leather jacket that I happened to come across, and it from 1990s, and it still had the tags on it.
I would sniff that thing. I'd fall asleep with it on my pillow. Oh my gosh, that man is gorgeous and amazing entertainer. He had people rocking for a lot of years, and you know, and I love that you stay with it. I'm glad. Don't ever retire. Don't ever retire.
That's not even in my vocabulary. You know, I want to be doing this until I pass out.
Can't walk anymore. Can't sing anymore. Can't move anymore. You'd have to be like, yeah, because you're never gonna stop, and I think that's amazing. And you're like an electric wire. Everybody needs to touch you for a second just to get the spark.
Come to my show. I do a 2-hour show where I do not stop. I sing about 37 songs in 2 hours in my show. And people are just like, oh my God, how do you do it? It's just what I've always done. Plus, people need to know too, I work very hard at what I do, and I take a lot of supplements. I take anywhere from 12 to 15 supplements daily. I take several anti-aging supplements, and then I work out, and there we go. You know, it's part of my job.
It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. And now you're going to be doing any more movies? I know that you're working on and if anybody's listening, please contact you to be in a film because you're an amazing actor.
Oh, thank you. Well, I don't know if you just saw, I posted it this morning, a new product called Optic Rush. And there was two little promos on my wall that I posted today. It's an amazing eye drop. And what it does, it detoxifies the eye, and any cloudiness or anything that you have dealing with your eye, it just eliminates it. And everything becomes like crystal clear.
Really?
And it's an amazing product. And so I did two promos for them. So I'm now one of their collaborators. And that's something I always wanted to do.
That's awesome.
I lost you there for a second. Hold on. I'm back.
You fell down.
My finger slipped.
The prince that fell down.
I'm sorry.
Down.
And so,
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, and then of course,
that product. Share that with me
okay.
sometime. I'm interested because sometimes my eyesight from looking at the phone, it's affected, I believe. You know, and I do anything to have clear sight all the time. I do anything for that. I love that.
Well, they came up to me at this party last weekend, and they said, "You want to try these eye drops?" And I said, "Sure." And then afterwards, I kind of laughed. I thought, well, you know what? That was pretty risky to have a stranger come up and put eye drops in your eyes, and you don't even know who they are. And so about
you're so trusting too.
Yeah, about an hour later, I was talking to someone, and there was spotlights shining on me, and all of a sudden, I realized, oh my God. My vision is so crystal clear. Everything looks so sharp and vibrant. And I ran over to them and I said, oh my God, I got to tell you my experience. And they said, okay, here, come on. We're going to shoot a little promo. So that's how those promos ended up. You'll see them on my wall.
I can't wait to see that. That's awesome.
They're cute.
Wow. So come on. You're going to look so great on there. It's going to be awesome. I'm so proud of you. You inspire me. I know you inspire a lot of people, and I think that a lot of people can look up to you because you're just a great person. And
my goal in life is to heal, inspire, and empower people to let them know and believe they can be more than they think they can.
That's awesome. And I can't wait to hear your new song that you're going to make coming out. That's going to be great. It's going to be so cool. Yeah. And keep writing, because I think that you're going to be on the radio anytime. Like, there's so many things I love that you're on the internet, but I have a feeling you're just starting in success. Like, I mean, yes, you're successful, and yes, you've done a lot of great successful things, but I think it's just like you're like growing still.
Well, I have a big household name, and that's coming.
Yeah. And I love that you're posting the real life of you.
You know what? I love it because people say to me, oh my God, do you know how encouraging you are? And a store here in town just recently gifted me with some beautiful things, and I never thought about it myself. And they said, you're basically an influencer. And I never really thought about it, but they said, no, how you help people and inspire people without even being aware that you're doing that. And as I said before, you know, I'm just living my life, doing what I do. I'm not having an intention to do anything. I'm just doing it, and people are responding to it.
You know what? Have you ever thought of being a voiceover actor?
Yes, I have.
I think that would be awesome too, because you can sing.
What to do when my business partner Brian Hoff, he's working on some really amazing animation movies, and that is what I'm going to be doing for his movies, where I play a meerkat. And actually,
that's so cool.
And they named the character Prince Fleet Easton, which I love because I'm going to be immortalized.
That's a cool cat name, too.
And he wears a little crown on his head.
Oh, that's even better. That's so cool. Oh, my gosh. I love that. I can't wait. Does he get to sing?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, good. Oh, good. You remember those cartoons when we were younger? Then they had great musicals in them.
Oh yeah.
And I think a lot of those taught children to sing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. All right, what was the first cartoon you ever heard that there was a song in it that you absolutely, that was it?
Oh my God.
What's your favorite song as a child?
What's my favorite song as a child? Well, I will tell you. Okay, you're gonna laugh at this.
Okay.
I learned this song in kindergarten, and the teacher was teaching a German song. So actually, I guess I do know one German song, but it's right. Here it goes. Zoom, 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 Bietchen zoom herum. I will to dir nix zu leite, flieg nu aus in Wald du Geite. Zoom, 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 Bietchen zoom herum. It's about a little bee flying across the meadow. Isn't that funny? The things you remember, and that was in kindergarten.
No way.
Yeah.
That's cool. I love that. So awesome. I'm so proud of you. I can't wait to see all these wonderful things that you're going to be doing. I'm going to be watching. And I encourage everybody that's listening to absolutely keep an eye on you. You're growing and you're evolving. And how the heck do you do some of those things in the yoga class? I don't get it. I watch you and I go, he's on his head.
Oh, now I'm on this. I'm doing these things on blocks. So now I'm up to 4 block level in the air. And it's because I push myself, and I tell other people, it's so funny in my yoga class that I'm pretty well at a very high level, and I'm always next to the teacher. So it's funny because I push myself and I tell people, because people come up to me and go, why are you doing this? And why are you doing that? And it's distracting. And I said, you know what? For one thing, why are you watching me? Because when you're on the yoga mat, you're supposed to focus on the 4 corners of what you're doing, not what somebody else is doing. And besides, when I'm on there, I am challenging myself. I'm pushing myself to as far as I can go at that moment because I want to keep growing.
Your flexibility is crazy.
Yeah, well, you know what? I was a ballet dancer at one time, and thank God I've been able to maintain that flexibility all these years.
You know what? You knew the muscles to keep stretching them. Yeah. And you dance on tables. I forgot to mention that.
Oh, my God. I'm a table dancer from way back.
You are? Oh, my gosh. And you're one of the best table dancers.
Oh, thank you. Well, when I had my show, Evening with the Prince, I had scaffolding. And I used to climb up on the scaffolding. And then when I was in Las Vegas, they wanted me to be – they tried to curtail me and said, don't do anything dangerous. Well, I climbed up on the balcony, and I was hanging by one arm on the balcony singing.
Oh, my gosh. Evil Knievel.
It's nothing planned. I let it organically happen. Whatever I'm led or felt to do at the moment, I just go with it, no matter what it is.
It's so crazy. I want to see you. One of these days, I'm going to watch you in real life because I know I'm going to walk away going, I'm so glad that I saw that because I know you. I mean, like, I even though I've never been to but I've seen you on video. And it's awesome. And so many people just love you so much, your audience. Oh my gosh, we can't say enough about the audience, to be honest.
Well, I have great peeps. I call them my peeps. They're really wonderful and supportive. They really are. And especially when I appear at the American Legion, I'm very loved there. And people ask me, why do you appear there? Because it's like an older crowd. It's because they have been so gracious and wonderful to me over the years in my career. This is kind of my way of giving back to my family.
I like that too. And I think they love getting the picture taken with you. Now, what's it feel like when you're singing a song and everybody gets up and dances?
Well, that's it. I'm doing my job. Or if people start crying, I'm doing my job. If I'm singing
Okay.
a beautiful love song or a sad song or something, and people are crying, oh my God, one time I was singing the first time ever I saw your face, and I think probably 2/3 of the audience were all out there crying. And my friend said to me, oh my God, everybody's crying. I said, good, I'm doing my job.
They were feeling it.
Yeah, well, that's one thing.
Yeah.
I have the ability to translate emotion, and that's what singing is. Singing is like acting. It's transmitting an emotion to other people that they can feel or perceive.
Yes, and it's so true. And I can't wait to hear your songs now. It makes me want to grab onto those songs. I'm going to share them with everybody in the world. Just got to
Okay.
do it. Just got to do it. I'm so proud of you. It's so amazing. So, what are some things that you want people to know before we close out for today?
That well, one thing, if you want to stay in contact with me, look me up on Facebook. I am the real Prince Fleet Easton with 1 T. I was hacked 2 years ago. They took over my wall and they changed Fleet to 2 T's. That's the bad people. You don't want to connect with them.
Oh, my.
I am Prince Fleet Easton. I'm wearing a gold jacket. Also, you can contact me and follow me on Instagram, which is Prince Fleet Easton 123. And I always ask people, because I have to be very careful now of who I allow in and stuff. If you want to connect with me, send me a private message, on Messenger, saying, I heard you on the Hollywood red carpet, and I would love to be friends with you. So then I will automatically add you.
And you'll get an amazing friend. That's what they'll get. I love this. I'm so happy you came on today. I'm so glad to be able to share your wonderful news.
Oh, thank you.
Stuff.
I'm going to show everybody. Hi.
There we go. See, he's so handsome, everybody. Told ya. Anyways, wow. So what else can we do? What can we talk about? We got a minute or so.
Minute?
Get about a minute. We got 1 minute. 1 whole minute.
What are you doing exciting?
Me?
Yeah.
All kinds of crazy stuff. I'll fill you in on that later. But I'm being a good girl, doing good things for good people.
And I love your little baby kittens. They're adorable.
I know, they're adorable, but they are getting rehomed. I've got enough adult cats. Yep. So we got to do what we got to do. They'll be so happy, and the people that get them will be very happy, and they'll love them. That's all that matters, And I'm so glad everybody tuned in today from all the different networks. My producer, Mark. Are you here, Mark?
Sure am.
I knew you wouldn't run away from us.
No, without me, you don't have a stream.
He's so funny. And it's very true. Very true. Well, Mark, thank you. Fleet, thank you.
You're welcome.
And everybody, please check him out. Also, check out the other shows on the network, Andregas Productions, if anybody's interested in more programming. Mark, will you tell everybody really quickly about all the other shows?
They can tune in to where they're at right now, and they'll hear everything live and behind the scenes. But we got to get.
All right, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you, Fleet.
Have an absolutely awesome day, and thank you so much, Mark, and thank you so much, Debbie, for asking me to be a part of your wonderful show.
Wonderful. All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you. We'll see you next time.